What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, The Game, where we try to decipher reality a little bit. I got another clip of Nick Fuentes, and he's going to be talking about the Iran war. He's not going to be talking about hypergamy or Tom Brady in this one. I am going to start posting clips of different podcasters, but I genuinely feel like Nick has the best insight on what's going on in the war right now, and he can break it down the easiest. So with that being said, let's all take a seat and break this down in real time.
As you know, we've entered the 5th week, so we are now a little bit more than 1 full month into the conflict. Initially, they said it would be 4 days, and Trump, probably persuaded by Israel, was convinced that a decisive, all-out attack on Iran would bring down the regime and there would be a quick end to the conflict. The regime change, if that was a nuclear deal, cutting off funding for proxies, that would happen in the aftermath of the regime collapse. As we now know, that did not happen. Instead, the war has now become an attritional war that has more to do with economics. Disabling or destroying missiles would effectively end everything. And then the United States could accomplish whatever it needed to. If you don't see it now, you're never going to see it. The war in Gaza will eventually become a full-on war with Iran, and it can't be done without us. And if you don't start opposing it now, there's no excuses for you anymore. We've been headed here for years. Netanyahu went to the White House or the United States 5 times, 6 times last year, and then came back another time this year. And every time he came here, he was pushing for a war with Iran. And Trump's entire national security team was pushing for a war with Iran. And Trump's donors in the 2024 election were pushing for a war with Iran. Some people say, well, this war has woken people up now. Yeah, well, it's a little late. We're 5 weeks in now. And look at the price of oil, and look at what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz. You think Iran is giving the Strait of Hormuz back? How exactly is that going to work? After we killed the Ayatollah, after we bombed them 13,000 times, after they seized the Strait of Hormuz and crashed the global economy, there is one way out of this in the long term, and that is regime change. That's the only way out of this. You think we're getting a deal? It's too late. Now people say, how can we turn it around? What can we do? We should protest. We should call the White House. What are you going to tell the White House that will change a reality on the ground in the Middle East or in the markets? There's nothing you can say, nothing you can post on Twitter, nothing you can tell the president that he doesn't know. They just needed you to look the other way for long enough. That entire time, people said, mass deportations are the only thing that matter. Really? Epstein doesn't matter. Iran doesn't matter. The economy doesn't matter. Well, try that in the midterm elections when oil's $200 a barrel, when gas is $5 a gallon, when mortgage rates are back over 6%. Good luck telling those voters, hey, but immigration's the only thing that matters. Now we're bombing the majority Shiite Iraq, their popular mobilization forces. So now the pressure is going in the other direction. Currently, Iran has all the cards. The Iranian regime survived. It grows stronger every day. And Iran maintains the capability to bombard the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, as well as the Gulf countries, our allies, Israel, and U.S. bases with drones and ballistic missiles. We cannot achieve the objectives that we set out to achieve with our current tactics. A ground operation has not happened and things were relatively quiet. It means the conflict is still relatively the same. The dynamics of the conflict, the current state of things is the same as it was on Friday, it's the same as it was the week before. Regime change, war with Iran, 10 years into the Trump movement, we were just about to exit Syria and Iraq. Now we're bombing Iraq. Did you know that? Everybody that knows the score needs to start explicitly opposing Israel first every single day. That's all you can do now.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more with that. Funny because I've been saying some of the same shit through my YouTube shorts. I just feel like Trump is bought out by either the Israeli lobby or AIPAC, and he's kind of doing all of their bidding for them. People like Lindsey Graham, the U.S. Senator, who went to Israel to talk to Netanyahu, to apparently tell him how to control Trump better. Netanyahu, like he said, has visited so many times in the past year, specifically to talk about the issue in Iran. But Iran never really posed a serious threat to the United States. So there isn't any real reason as to why the United States is pushing this war so hard, other than the fact that we're being influenced to do so. They're really only a threat if you wanted to dominate and overthrow the Middle East, because they're one of the largest regions. And now more than ever, it feels like we're an occupied country by foreign nationalists. So the majority of interest in governance right now in our country is just going towards this foreign war, when in reality all Americans are focused on day-to-day struggles, the things that make our lives harder, and the struggles that the future generations might be facing, like the housing affordability crisis. That's what we need to do as a nation. Stop focusing on foreign affairs. 3 generations of people can't start up families because of everything that's going on. We're all in a stir. We're all waiting for hope. And funny enough, I feel like that in itself is putting a lot of young people's lives at a hold right now.